What's up, YouTube? This is just me filming in a new setting, and I'm just packing some orders right now, and I wanted to reflect a little bit on the past year. I was looking at my channel and just kind of going over some of the topics that I talked about, and so I kind of want to go back and see really what I said and I guess how I did on some of them. So I think my first video was, how to identify collectibles. Then I talked about Aether Drift. Now I did say that Aether Drift was really, really lowly priced, and that was why you should just buy it because this is like, everything that's been cheap in the past, even Innistrad, has gone up, and Aether Drift, yeah, it was actually a really good call. Aether Drift. Let me see. I made that video back in April 10th, and I remember April 10th of last year. I think it was 180, and yeah, 180, 190. Yeah, 180s. That's crazy. And since that moment, it's up about 30%. That's really good for an investment, and that it's getting close to a year old, but it's looking to go higher. And that's just another kind of reemphasis of the point that even the failure products, because they're so cheap, everyone will often target those with what they want to open and have fun with. And that actually drives up the demand more than you would think. That's a huge driver of demand, just because, I mean, this game's getting expensive, guys. All of these things are, and so I would also say that's going to be the same case for something like Journey Together. That's how it is for secret layer cards. People go to whatever's the cheapest. So I would say that was a really good call. It was kind of doubling down on staying the course. And yeah. Next we have Tarkir, and I think I was going off of the sales numbers with Tarkir, and I don't know if it's because of the set value. I think that I remember seeing someone say there wasn't that much set value of Tarkir, but that was a bad call because Tarkir has stayed flat since that came out, and that's just the unfortunate reality. Sometimes you might make a good call. I mean, I guess that's more of a reminder to me that collector box plays, they're good in the long run, but they're really hard to time in the short term, especially because the market glut of supply can just rush in. Now, this is not to say that Tarkir in the future can't go crazy, because I think because it was such a strong box, it's just taking some time for the market, the quantities on the market to get cleared out, especially because I think the timing was good enough that maybe they didn't overprint Tarkir, and maybe they were actually just printing like a reasonable Bloomburrow amount. Because keep in mind, even Bloomburrow took some time for those collector boxes to clear when we knew that was a banger set. That thing was like the Magic the Gathering Pokemon set. So if you didn't buy some Bloomburrow to sit on with that angle, you missed something that was just like right over the wall, which is, some cross TCG exposure. Sometimes it's hard to force us to, do something like that and actually build that, but I would really recommend it. If you haven't looked into Pokemon, it is the granddaddy, and you should have at least some exposure, just not even to capture the gains, but just to learn from those markets. Because like I said, my main market is still Magic the Gathering, and so that was why I used the Bloomburrow method. So yeah, I think that one was a bad call, the Tarkir, for now. I mean, I don't remember exactly everything I said in the video, but I hope I at least said that this thing looks like it can go up in the future. Next one's going to be Everyone's Invited Secret Lair, and this was a banger. This one was so banger. I think people just didn't do the math, and it's just that simple sometimes with these sellers. I mean, if you don't want to do any work, I can see how you miss this, but if you don't know the math on what your fees you're actually paying on for these products, and you're just like hoping for a big play, I mean, come on. I don't know if you're a mega Timmy or what. I know I'm a super Timmy, but I'd rather be a super Timmy than a mega Timmy, you know what I'm saying? So you just sometimes got to do the math on these products and force yourself to do it, because, I mean, I get it. I don't always want to do it. I was late to do it with the D&D secret layers, but most of the time you just gotta, especially, I don't know if you saw the video or if anyone here saw it. If you saw the video and you passed up that opportunity and didn't even do the math, that's surprising because it was pretty much just free bulk. And I've been selling that bulk ever since profiting on just the big cards. I've been selling that bulk even to this day. So, banger right there. And then I gave some tips in selling online. The Final Fantasy one, there was some good tips there. There were some banger tips, which was talking about the sample pack, and I think I emphasized the fact that that would be coming in and out of effect as time goes on, just because that sample pack play is so lucrative for Final Fantasy, and we're seeing it happen with the game edition version. Now you're able to do that same sample pack flip. I was talking about the fact that since these are hot, people are always going to want these decks, and the price might go down in the short term, but dang, those things are it's gonna have moments where you can just make so much money with these Final Fantasy decks or reprints. So I would recommend heavily keeping your thumb on that situation, just for your own good, because there's so much to be made with Final Fantasy, and it's gonna keep going like that, like with the Chocobo bundles. Okay, and I think those are really it. I mean, oh, I had a Deadpool video, and I'm wondering where that is. I'm just not seeing it on my thing. Oh, I clicked the wrong link. Deadpool was a bad call. It's not. It's not that it's bad, but it's just sometimes it's so hard to go against the supply, which I knew it was heavily supplied. I knew it. But I didn't really fully realize that, man, like that sometimes that supply just hits you like a brick and you can't break past it. So, it's not that they were horrible, but they're pretty break even for me. And I mean, like I said, I was able to sell some of them for really good gains, but I really went a little too heavy on one thing. And I gotta remember that I'm only go really heavy on something that you really, really, really don't mind holding on to. I mean, I'm still holding on to most of it, and it's not that big of a deal. Um, but looking back, I think that one was kind of frustrating. I just went, a little too heavy. I mean, look, Marvel's coming out, and I think I mentioned that, and so it's not like that play can't come to fruition, but I expected that to be recovering much sooner, or maybe in the moment it just felt like it would come sooner. I mean, hey, any of these cards, I get it, like several year wait, and you pump, but at this moment, man, it's been slow on Deadpool, and there's been some crazy opportunities that I missed going double all in on because of that play, because my money's just tied up a little bit with Deadpool. It's mostly I've been rolling out if someone buys any of these cards at a premium, for my international type of plays that I've always talked about in all my videos. But you know what? Either way, it's just the Deadpool. Eh. Okay, I talked about a lot of these Secret Lair bloodbaths. I talked about Spider-Man. I talked about Final Fantasy Secret Lair. If you weren't looking at the Final Fantasy Secret Lair flip, that was just on you. That thing was so obvious. So I did discuss that one. I talked about Labubus and Sunny Angels. Man, the reprints of Labubus are here, and I talked about this in that video. Is that, look, you can buy those Labubus when they're going to go out of print, and for those that actually go out of print, you should make lots of money. So now would be the time that if you're someone who loves Labubu, you should really be loving Labubu. I mean, I don't buy any. I haven't bought a single Labubu. The only one I want to buy is a Lafufu. The fake Labubus, I actually do want one of those. But this would be the moment, is because they just made so many and they're really trying to tank the market. And hey, like I said, if you're a Labubu fan, that's fine. Let them tank the market. So I was looking at all my packing slips over there. So I talked about Spider-Man. Like I said, you have time. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go back up, but you have time. And I probably mentioned that I'm not really going that hard on Spider-Man. I mean, got a couple boxes and got some gift bundles, and that's pretty much it. But you know what? That one is going to be a fun one. It's going to be kind of like um, Aether Drift, Aftermath, which Aftermath, oh my god, Aftermath is having some crazy comebacks. Aftermath cards are getting sold out and they're spiking. So Aftermath, that one is going to be, it's going to come up huge in 2026. I can already feel it. You know, it's right out of that crest of them ever wanting to go back into that horrible doomed era during Aftermath when everyone was bombing on it. So that one's not going to be too safe for Wizards of the Coast Psyche to want to reprint. So Aftermath is a sleeper pickup right now. It is a sleeper. If you're willing to dump tons and tons of money into something, that would be the sleeper. So heavily consider Aftermath. That's just a little smaller market tip for anyone who actually wants to follow that one. So I talked about the Costco bundles. Oh man, Costco bundles. Um, there was some Sam's Club bundles for Duskmorn. Who got in on those? Oh my god, I picked up so many of those, and those have been doing great. The Commander decks are back up in price, and I was buying those bundles for, I think it was it $20 each or $10 each? I think it might have been 20, which is such a steal because just the packs alone, you should be able to get close to breaking even, if not breaking even. And I was just selling decks and decks and decks, and the prices are back up. And now I'm actually able to sell some of these decks for um, about a $20 profit. I'm sitting on some of them now. I've kind of slowed down on the selling of them, but in some of them I sold expedited shipping. So expedited shipping was getting me about $20 or $30 for free extra on any of those orders. And then maybe someone ordered two and didn't actually, it consolidated my shipping costs. That was nice. I was opening up some of the sample packs for Duskmorn, and I sold a couple sample packs because I was selling the deck, the minimal packaging deck. So bundles, bundles. Countdown kit. Oh my god. The countdown kit went nuts. That was such a good play. I'm still selling some of those cards that itself for like $1 and I'm selling it for like 8. And I'm buying them back and I'm selling them. I've been selling foils the whole way for double the price. Oh my god, it's still an opportunity. There's lots of stuff you can do with the countdown kit. Just list for higher. How do you get higher? By listing for higher. Just ask for more for your cards. People will buy them. They'll still buy them. You gotta try it. I don't know what makes people buy them. Some of it's because they're international. Some of it's because they like the shop name. Maybe the location. Maybe because it's Los Angeles. Maybe they were just on my shop anyways and they were looking around. Or maybe they saw the seller number, like how many sales I had. And they're like, I don't mind paying a little more for someone that's reliably getting cars out and is still surviving and it's kind of an OG on the platform now. Even though it hasn't been that long, but it is. Eventually you get to status a couple years down and you're starting to look like someone that they want to buy from. It's just day in after out. So yeah, really, I just wanted to talk about some of the active opportunities and some of the prior things that I talked about. Um, I think that I've built up a little nice pile of videos. I've been kind of doing it a little bit, and it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to have gotten to this point on my channel. I've wanted to make a YouTube channel for a while, and I'm hoping that I can just amass enough content and put it out there that eventually, if people do come to my channel, they can get an idea, another perspective of someone who's been trying to level up and grow in the TCG market, putting out opportunities and plays here and there. So, and I'm sharing my tips. I'm sharing my money making tips. So yeah, it's been a fun ride, guys. Thanks to Sleeping Elephant. You have been a freaking goat. I love getting your comments, man. Like that's one of the things I look forward to when I open up my channel and kind of look through to see what comments I had. And it's usually I'm like, I hope Sleeping Elephant replied to at least one of the videos I put out recently, and you're always showing up. It's actually really cool. Love you, man. I'm glad that you have a good perspective. From some of the comments you give, it seems pretty obvious that you're in this space, you understand it, and you get it. It's just you buy, you hold, and sometimes it's levered bets, and there's more to it. It's kind of like it kind of gets you to question your own philosophy, and you kind of understand yourself a little more as you kind of go through this rabbit hole of like putting your faith in investments. That takes a lot of mental clarity and understanding and work, and it takes a lot of like humility, which is the thing I've learned in my life is sometimes you just have to be humble and buy stuff that's stable and not look for the fast flips or the gambles. Sometimes it's all about being humble and appreciating the moment and appreciating what everything that this world can give you just for loving what you like and buying a bunch of it and putting that money to work and trusting your gut and just sticking to it and being patient. It's patience. The Rudy method works. So that's pretty much it. Little quick ramble. Thanks for watching my video. If this is the first video that you've watched somehow, welcome to my channel. And you know what? We're here for the long run. I'm going to be running this ship for as long as I can. Um, I would love to be many years down and to have not only a plethora of videos, but I want real working people in my comments, real people who are just trying to make a little bit extra. Maybe they like cards, maybe they have too many cards and they need to sell a couple. And while they're selling it, they realize that, hey, this is how business works. And if people want what you have, you can sell it. So it's cool that we can do this for card games. These are games, but these are a physical game. If you could make gold in World of Warcraft, this is the equivalent of making gold. It's just in real life gold. Instead of using World of Warcraft gold, we're using physical money. We still have to farm to get it, just like in a game. It's just the farming's in real life. So if you can spend your hours nonstop leveling up in a game, and that's all you care about, it can be the same in real life. We're just getting dollars so we can get these freaking Pokemon and Magic the Gathering W's. So see you guys. It's right out this year. That was my dad. He's I don't know if you heard it, but he's a little old, so he's doing pretty good though, for his age, and I love him. Anyways,